Comes back, come on, come on. Use me, the player comes back, come on your use me on your
Hi. Kappa versus Validity X into the pistol round. Validity starting on the T side. Got more than a little bit of utility, a little more than you as would standard see, and it looks like they're going pretty heavy towards A. And with Kappa Bar's early mid stack, it's going to be very, very hard for them to repulse this. Oh, Sony going down there early is a very, very rough start, but it looks like the plant will come through, and it's going to be a 3-on-5 retake coming in here. Very, very rough for Validity to try and repulse them, but these Glocks need to start finding heads. They need to find them now. Dugan is there to oblige 2 dinks, but the sheer amount of bodies to get to is too much, and Kappa takes the pistol.
Chaotic round there, trying to go. As soon as they lose 2 members, mid Validity X is trying to execute on that onto that A site. But for some reason, instead of going for that plan, trying to get that cash down in the man disadvantage situation, decides to go for that fight, trying to find picks, but doesn't work out for them, obviously. Just too many members to cut down, and end of the day, that's, I think, will hurt the economy for a bit, so they'll just force up the Eagles here. Interesting choice, considering they don't have a lot in the bank, but they want to find some damage, even hopefully convert this round, because if they don't, it's going to be devastating to them long term in this map.
I have to see if
aggression.
Oh, Naylor slowed down. Dugan, much the same. They have got a frag off the back of it, but you can't be trading negatively when you are down in weapons. It's a really, really rough scenario. And it's on to Simon, Impulse, and Sony to trade it back, and Pubcake's going to stop that particular fight from coming through. So now 2-on-4. Very little, I think, for Sony and Simon to say, and they're going to have to start thinking about their eco maybe going into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, at least they feed the FAMAS and the M4. They're not letting the MP9 farms up too much. But again, I've seen a bit of a trend with Validity X for these purchases. They really do love to buy up with all these Eagles and pistols, hoping to convert, but they never really work out. I mean, it's sometimes CS is just about percentage play. When you don't have the plant down, you go down so much in the economy. It's a lot better to just fall back on the full eco Glocks and then buy up the next round. Play those percentage, because I don't care how many good other aimers you have on your team. CS is, at the end of the day, it's still attack FPS. The attack comes first, the FPS comes second. So now with Validity X, they're gonna be down 0-2, and look again. Well, this time they are forced to go down to a full eco. Not many chances for them to this round. They'll just try look for some damage to be done. Take some guns off the hand of Kappa Bar, but it's gonna be Jazer to get through with an MP9. Ooh. 900 in the back there. Impulse with a stunner of a shot. It's gonna crack this B site open. Get the plant down. That's money in the bank for Validity X. There's still Kongs. They won't expect him with this timing so early on the site. No members to support him, but it matters not. He'll just clean it up. Get the defuse. Good damage for Validity X. They're getting the plant and 1 gun off the board. Could be better, but we'll still be okay with that one. They'll buy up into this round. It's gonna be a 4-gun round for them. So they want to convert this right here, right now. Kappa Bar, they'll just bring the guns over. This is their bonus, late bonus, in fact. Should Validity X with that decision to purchase have delayed this a bit more, so they'll have to fight to crawl their way back into this map. Needs to win this 4th round here. I mean, I've seen Validity X, they love these very defaulty rounds, and maybe some aggression towards mid. It looks to be just, again, a slow work round, but there is aggression. Yeah, a ton of aggression towards mid. So many utility being thrown here. So many flashes, so many smokes committed here. And Dugan, not aware of Kongs, just on the other side, but the shot is better. They have, I see AK, the better firepower. We'll find the one. Well, op in play for Jazer. Picks up Nillis there, unaware of the Opera positioning in Donut. Will get punished, but at least they know that once that big green is now in circulation, so they'll slow this round once again to a halt. Maybe try and look towards A for a full XX here. Again, not much util on board, some flashes, a single smoke. Maybe being thrown towards CT, so that means that if they go A, they'll have to commit into that Donut fight. But Dugan against Alert doesn't work out, but what this means is Eyes of Kappa Bar taken off. The clock has been ran down enough to put the doubt into Kappa Bar, thinking that it's a B site, but still it's going to be a 3v4 retake situation. Again, they'll take the fight. They go 1 for 1. They trade is negative, so this one not too good for them. 2v3 to find the plant down on site, and they're again trying to find these picks. They have it clear for Validity X, and they'll just be smoked often by Cassie here in the spot. The spray through the smoke, just connecting. And Simon unlucky, can't quite find that one, get punished through that. The tap on the bomb will be enough to draw off the fight, and he'll go down through the smoke. Kappa keeps the composure, and they'll pick up the 4th round on this map.
Yeah, and a nice try, but the reclear in mid forces the entirety of Validity X into A. They weren't really set up for it, they weren't ready for it, and Kappa was able to punish. Very, very simple retake coming through. That means 4th round will come through. Now, remember, though, the plant they got in this round and the last one means they do still have money, so no concessions are going to be in this particular buy. 5 AKs, all the bells and whistles, flashes, smokes, mollies, you name it. They'll have it bringing them into this last round, but Kappa have also got rid of any weapons they've saved through. And so, full rifles, the AWP 4Js are nothing to contest it from Validity X. Bomb starting out over on B, but it's a very default spread, fishing for a fight, seeing if they can rebuff some of the Kappa's CT side aggression, should it come through. But instead, it looks like they're flashing Dugan out of their main.
This is going to be an A fake here, trying to draw rotation over to the A site. Having three team members of Validity X onto that B site, trying to get the plant down, but Sonny gets more than they were expecting. They're finding Cupcake, and they know that now. It's an op right in front of him. He'll find him through the smoke. Really good find there. Op, down, and out for the count. Then Validity X finally getting the plant down, and Kappa caught unaware. The fake working out perfectly. Dugan, I was just gonna say perhaps a bit of a overextension there, but still he finds success there. Can't fault him. The man up, he can go for those picks and try and go for those aggressive plays. And it's just gonna be a 2v4 retake. No 2 kits in place, although at least they have that 5-second defuse as an option, but they go 1-for-1, making it way more difficult for them. And Impulse gets the second in the round for himself. Validity X finally with a response there. A great fake call from Dugan. Naps them the first round.
Absolutely, but while the call was nice, it was really the individual output of Sony, I think, that gave them that particular round. That fake would not have been nearly so convincing if that particular player hadn't managed to just fade the smoke and kill 2 people. Absolutely brilliant mechanics coming through, and they don't realize that Dugan is there, so when the rotate comes through, he's more than set up to get the backstab, and from there, it's an easy conversion. Validity X onto their first, and Kappa's money not looking too good. 3 MP9s to support the AWP of Jazer, but still getting the kill. Dugan down early.
Wow, these SMGs look seriously dangerous from Kappa. We saw it in the 4th round. They converted that bonus, won it despite the gun at disadvantage because of these MP5s. So dangerous. Again, we see it happen. The support flash from Zazer allows Cassie to just find the freest kill of his career there. Validity X left scrambling for space on the map. Impulse will try, and he will find one, but his teammate falls behind him to the sniper rifle, and now needs to bring back this disadvantage. He finds another, but is he aware there's a member of Kappa so close in the smoke? Now he does the audio given away to himself, and he'll find the 4th in the round. Absolutely crazy performance from Impulse there, crawling his team back from what is thought to be an impossible situation. And now Alex left wondering what one round that round they had. The 5v2 in fact, just left now in a 1v2 to fend for himself, and they know exactly where he is. This smoke will be reapplied once more, and the clock running down so low. That's the kit, but it's just gonna have to be a raw gunfight, and he'll walk down out of that smoke into his death. Op even picked up heroics from Impulse there. Absolutely crazy for his team to find that round.
Yeah, I mean, a 5k from Impulse puts him up to 10 frags early on. I mean, what even was that? Turns out you can just shoot them in the head, and Validity X absolutely powered to their second round off the back of that individual output. Kappa have been knocked by a bit of a loop here, so down to a couple deagles, no buy in this round, and going to be a little bit laboured in the next one as well, with the loss bonus beginning to accrue here. And we'll see if Validity get caught out by the deagles, but doesn't look like it so far. Just playing pretty default spread, allowing these rifles to roam, search out their jewels, and win them. They are, of course, very favoured in these particular fights. We'll see if the hard clear comes through onto Pupcake, who is boosted up. But Impulse is lurking so strong so far, and it's just Eco Cobra farming up those frags up to 13, and now it's just Alex left to make something of this round. Does take care of Nerdus, but other than that, I can't imagine too much of anything's going to happen here.
Well, I mean, it might just be the savior for Alex. Not many chances for him, but Dugan is going to go searching with the Mac 10 here. And a quick headshot will do it for him. Third there on the board for Validity X. They're really equalizing this. We haven't Simon actually not able to find any impact off that all, but that means that Kappa are unaware that Validity X has that in play. So might be a wild card going into this round with Kappa Bar. Yeah. Not much to be expected from them last round there. Just a full eco, 2 Deagles and some USPs in play. Not going to be expecting much with this round. It's going to be the absolute key round of this map. It's going to dictate. If Validity X can win this, it's going to force Kappa Bar back onto that. Half buy back onto that eco. If Kappa Bar can win this, it means they still have chances to keep this map going for themselves. Keep it tight, keep it equal. Again, Validity X this time, it's a 5-man towards B, and this is going to be looking the full exact perhaps.
Kappa Bar don't have a single piece of delaying utility. They've burnt it all because of how bad their buy was last round. And that means they have nothing to stop this push coming through from Validity. Cassie has to come up with a huge hold here, and it is good for the one, but absolutely no more. So it's a 4-on-3 retake. No utility, only a single flashbang, and an MP9 as well onto Kronks, and the kills will all fall the favor of Validity, most likely.
The trades are so good here. This leaves Kappa Bar into a 2v3 situation. They have to fight their way out of it, and Zugan and Nillis will combine to finish that one off. Jazer can't quite do anything. He's been good for his team in the first 2 rounds of this map, but has gone quite silent. In fact, the entire team Kappa has gone silent so far. They saw that. This map, a 4-0 lead, remember? Now it's gone to 4-4 equalizer for Validity X. And I've mentioned this before. This means Kappa are now back onto that eco. They're gonna invest some Deagles, but still have to keep that cash above 2,000 for each player to buy into the next round. Again, situation not looking good for Kappa Bar. Bank definitely lacking. Validity X on the other side, though. Plenty of cash to go around. Economy absolutely booming for them.
It's also worth kind of mentioning that the rounds that Validity have been winning have been rifle on rifles more often than not. And those are always the rounds that you want to be taking out consistently. Kappa Bar, they had the pistol, they had the conversion, they took a single rifle, and after that, it's been crickets from them. So momentum very much in Validity's favor. The only thing going for the CTs is their max loss bonus, and Cassie going to have that to look forward to as he's tapped out the round.
Yeah, very interesting what you mentioned there. I've also noticed in this map so far, most of the kills that Kappa Bar has been able to find are from MP5 versus rifles rounds. I mean, it just feels like Kappa Bar as a team is now more capable of converting these bonus rounds more than they do rifle rounds. So when it comes down to those rifle head-ons, they just can't quite find them. I mean, Validity X, I think it comes down to the fact that Validity X loves these slow, defaulty plays, letting their players lurk around, find the space on the maps, take these 1v1s, and Kappa are not working together all that well. When it comes down to the chaotic executions, Validity X does a much better job trading it down. So sometimes it just comes down to fundamentals, and so far Validity X doing that a lot better than Kappa and again Sonny. Coaches crack open the site for his team. The Impulse leading the chart now 14-5. So 15-second left in the clock. They'll get the plant down either way, so it won't matter too much. And Simon finally kill with that op. Validity X taking the lead, 5 in a row now, and Kappa Bar might have to hit the panic button here. They've already lost 5 in a row.
A single frag coming through here is really not that important. The T side economy is absolutely booming. Simon on 10k after buying. Dugan's almost on 12. And so it's such a big undertaking for Kappa Bar to try and begin whistling through this cash. It's going to take them so long. And when you look at their own coffers, I mean, they're living paycheck to paycheck, $150 on Cupcake, and that's absolutely representative. These trades, though, through mid are so aggressive, and they do favor Validity again. The absolute wave of flashes keeping Cupcake and Kronk so blind. Easy conversions, and they have to scramble. The info push from Cassie punished instantly. This round's over.
Wow, Validity X absolutely have done their homework here. We've seen through this map so far, Kappa has run this two-man support, two-man down mid, quick off the bat right there off rip, smoking off that T entrance on the left side of the map, then double flashing it down with Validity X, catching them completely off guard, keeping them in track, triple flashing out, responding very well instead of backing away. They fight their way, and well, letting Impulse lurk through top mid, finding even more. Again, Kappa is not expecting that double pronged aggression after that first initial contact off the middle play. And again, Alex seems like a theme now. Last one alive. He's gonna have to just save here. I mean, they have that max sauce bonus, but even with that, won't be able to afford a proper buy going to the next round. Impulse might just say bye for Alex for that rifle.
I mean, saving a rifle or two in that last round wouldn't have been so bad. You could maybe buy around it, you know? But now, I mean, 3.7, your only real option is the half. And speaking of the half, it really is getting away from you. Remember, you were up 4-0, but it's been 6-round streak for Validity X, who are essentially at max cash. So they really need to start putting a stop to this T side because it's absolutely running away from them. They really need to step it up. Remember, Kappa Bar, they are a strong team. They went double overtime against Apex Validity X. I mean, Nihilus has a fever. He's 39 bloody degrees. You can't be losing like this. And so we're going to have to see a massive CT step up. Or Validity are going to run away from this and run away from this quick. And Cassie walking into the nade is not a great way to start, down to 18 HP. And good for the one. Bobby shot spam coming through, but they're going to need a lot more than that to get back into this half.
I mean, you gotta remember here, most of the kills the Kappa Bar has been able to find has been against weaker weapons, against rifles, so don't count them out just yet. They have the deagles, they might look dangerous, but Impulse absolutely tearing this team apart. 21-5 now. He's having a field day of the game. He'll find more. He doesn't care. He's just gonna peek into every single target he finds, and out 3K for him and 7th for Validity X and Kappa Bar. Well, that half buy, well, that deco, in fact, not working out well for them, but Kappa Bar hasn't even called a single timeout. They've lost 7 in a row in Validity X. When it comes down to these rifle rounds, when it comes down to these percentage plays, they have looked flawless. The economy, absolutely oppressive, and Impulse is dominating in his performance right now, leading the charge 22-5. We're barely into the game, not even towards the end of the half now, and this man's already stacked up 22 frags in the bag, might even reach beyond 30 at the end of this map if this map keeps going this trajectory. Validity X can start off 4-man towards B, attack towards the leg, the op head on head, can't quite find that one just yet, but on the other side of the map, in cave, Nihilus goes 1-for-1, a bit of BM there for Alex, perhaps, or just spray through the smoke. Matters not. Somehow, Dugan falls on the other side of the map. The lurk not working out. Finally, Kappa Bar punishing the IGLs lurking. This round slows down to a halt, but sometimes this actually plays it in hand. Validity. They love these slow rounds. That they can work these mid rounds, let the lurks find the space on the map, maybe throw a bit of flashes, wrench in the works, a fake towards the site. They'll pivot towards A here, leaving Simon with that AWP with the bomb. So they'll plant Sonny onto this B site. He'll try and find something, but again, 2 members on this A side. It's a 3v4 either way, so man disadvantage still gonna be tough for them, and AWP not on the right side to receive this hit.
You really need to pay attention to Sonny on this lurk through zone, who's got an absolutely amazing timing here. The flash through onto Kronks doesn't connect, and Cupcake is good for the one, but 2 players yet to overcome, and the molly burning him out. Absolute fire at his feet, and it's good for the one anyway. So Impulse has a 1v2 in his hands, 10 seconds as well. Surely not a winnable round. And running, sprinting, looking for a possible fight. It taps the bomb in the last second. It's good for the time, but it's not good for the kill. Kappa Bar finally break the streak. They hit 5 rounds, but bloody hell, Tucker, it took them a long time.
Yeah, even that round was, I felt like was really hard for them to find. I mean, losing 7 in a row there, that's good, but at this point, going 7-1, not really that great of a round. And I mean, look at this. Look at the stark difference, the stark contrast between these two teams. Kappa are losing 7 in a row. They don't even care about the timeout, but Validity X, as soon as they drop one, out comes the timeout. The audible immediately for them. I mean, it felt like Validity X. The only reason they lost that round was Dugan just got punished on that lurk, left them at a man disadvantage, and when they played the clock way too low there, overcooking for themselves. When it came down to the site hit 15 seconds left, can't quite get the plant down or can't quite find the kills, right? Molly's was good, but the execution should have come in a lot earlier. And Impulse 24-6, he's still a massive threat on this map. The Terminator so far for Validity X. But I'm gonna mention, like, Sonny, they left Sonny on that lurk, but he didn't find anything at all. In fact, he just felt like he was isolated. He just left out of that round. Nothing to say about that one. I mean, I think it would have just been better if they just went as a 3-man walk towards the A site as the execute came through. I mean, the man disadvantage. I mean, you can leave a lurk, but only in a situation where it's like a 4v4, maybe a 4v3. In that 3v4 situation, leaving a lurk means that you're going to be having an equal 2v2 fight on site because the CTs are just going to split themselves, 2 defenders on each site. It's just going to be an equal fight. Like, why would you not want to have more members when you go hit the site? 3v2 is always a lot easier than 2v2. So again, Validity X perhaps is overcooking a little bit, but Kappa economy still looks terrible for them. They commit 4 defuse kits here. Interesting, the flash through to support Dugan, trying to find a pick, but quick is the retreat for Kappa Bar out of that pit position. Kronks needs to find more, needs to find the trait to spray down, only good for 1. Nilus will collect for his teammates a revenge there. 4v3, Validity X will run themselves into this off. And what can Jason find? Only 1. So Validity X haven't done so well to punish these op players. Not allow him to find too much impact. And again, Impulse, 26 kills now and counting. And it's left Cassie alone in a 1v2. Low health members on Validity X, but it doesn't really matter. He can't find anything. Validity X solid as can be, and off the back of that timeout, a very good round. Fundamentals on display for Validity X.
I mean, playing like this, 10 rounds does feel like a shoo-in for Validity X. They've been absolutely on fire. It feels like if they want to site, they can just go take it. And Kappa Bar, while they've been functional individually, no weak link really who's being abused, they're just not really able to stop it. A little bit rough for them, but, they still have a bit of a chance here. Again, they've half bought. Alex gone down very low. $800 in exchange for the Max 7. We'll see if that sings out is good for a kill, but I feel like at this point, Kappa Bar just need a round. 6 is playable. 6 you'll be happy with, but if you're stuck on 5 rounds, only winning a single round off your pistol conversion, that's absolutely heartbreaking. And the momentum, or the lack thereof, of course, is going to carry through into the next half. Validity poised to take Ancient in this position, and with 2 players looking like they want to leave an A main, it's just a single deagle to receive them. Should be an easy conversion. Should it come through? Cassie, adventurous through mid, taken down early, and we're back into this slow default. No one from Kappa Bar really wants you to push anywhere on the map.
Oh, I think one of the reasons for the success of Validity X fighting against these egos that can sometimes get very chaotic, losing a lot of these gunfights against the egos, just getting caught off guard, is the fact that they play these rounds so slow. They take these fights one at a time. Each one with supporting flashes always ready to trade. And Kappa Bar just never be able to find these isolated fights where they can, with some heroics, find one and then put themselves in a man advantage situation. And this Max 7, well, that investment out of the round, not going to be able to find anything, not able to farm up, and now this is be a simple conversion for half Validity X, but Pupcake, he finds one, puts this round into contention. 3v4 possible to be done here for Kappa Bar.
I mean, eco damage at this point literally doesn't matter. No matter how many you kill, as long as the round comes through, then, Validity are going to be so comfortable going into the next one. And look at this. Yellow in the kill feed yet again is just a single player Kronks who's scarping with his tail in between his legs, desperately trying to hold on to this AK because, remember, the buy from Kappa Bar was a little bit too far. Alex will not have a gun if Kronks can't save this AK. And so it's very desperate for him to hold on to this, and Validity, as they rightly should, are chasing. Yellow players slowly running towards this small blue dot, and if the kill comes through, it could be curtains for Kappa Bar's CT side of Ancient. Looks like he won't be found, and he has to be thanking his lucky stars for that. But it's very close. It's very awkward, and even with that coming through, it's by no means a perfect buy. They will have the AWP out for Jazer. Should have pretty functional util by the looks of things. Maybe a lack of flashes. But they have most of the delaying util they need. What's most important, I think, on the CT side.
Yeah,
I will say the other concession, though, only the one diffuse kit. So these post plants are going to be very, very awkward.
Yeah, lacking util here is going to be the main point, but especially against a team that loves these slow rounds like Validity X. Again, it's just going to be stacked up towards me, but this time Kappa makes a brilliant call here. Stacked towards this B side, finally reading the intentions of this T side team, and wow, this backstab from Cassie is brilliant to find 2 there. They set up that support util. It's going to be left on Danilas to find 4 in his wake, and he will find none. Finally, Kappa with a response will put themselves up to 6. It's doable, but T-side ancient when you're down 6-9, especially if they do not get this pistol, it's going to be detrimental. Detrimental to the
Impulse
chances
is
of winning this map.
26 frags. Good God, that's absolutely freakish. I mean, it hasn't been maybe the flashiest. Oh, bloody hell. It hasn't been the flashiest performance, but every single kill has been absolutely impact. And look at the sheer amount of it. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. Having a bit of a life game here, and if it continues, I mean, Kappa Bar was shut up by that one player alone. The lane crunch was very nice from Kappa Bar to end out the CT half, but going to have to find a little bit more than that. But instead they're rushing A, and Simon goes down very, very early. Just the one player here who has to find something, and will get the one, but a 2-for-1 trade on your site hold is really not what you want to see. Retake coming through and no kits for Validity makes it make this very, very awkward.
It's just going to be a brawl here. Duo Beretta only going to be able to find 1, and Jason and Alex combine for 2 apiece, and it's going to be left onto the IGL, onto the captain of Dugan. Only a flash in hand, no armor, no kit. He's a support player of this team, you know. He's bought up Yuto trying to support his teammates, and this round, he's basically out of it. There's no chances for him. He might just get knifed here. $1,700 in the bank. Ka-ching, baby. That's the sound of the cash register.
Oh, that one hurts. That one
Yeah.
really, really hurts. Such is
Oh,
life, I
Kappa.
suppose. But, oh, that's big money as well into the bank. Kappa Bar, who are poised to at least go even, more or less. Validity X, really not much of anything going, so I expect the full eco, just trying to get a kill or 2 in their eco rounds. Yeah, and by the looks of just a P250 onto Impulse, that's going to be the only investment. So very, very low buy, very, very rough scenario for them. And in this, if you get 2 kills for it, you're very, very happy with it. And they may well take care of Cassie, but with that max 10 could also farm up a lot of money.
Might just farm up right here, right now. Cassie
Ooh.
does the Call of Duty reload, forgets what game he's playing, but Kronks on the other side will pick up where teammates just left off. Finding 3 in a round, that's so much money being built up now in Sony. He'll find 1. 2 guns taken off the board now, but no more. Good damage for Litzy X. That's the best I can find there. Good. A full eco. Nothing much to say about that one. But Kappa converting that pistol round win. Exactly what they need. Right back into this now as their T side. 2 rounds in a row. I mean, remember, they went into this half down 6-9. Picked up the pistol. Absolutely crucial. And now, these 2 teams are again neck and neck. But Validity X, most of their success have been at finding and converting these rifle rounds, these exact rounds. That's where they found so much impact, especially off the back of the brilliant rifling from Impulse. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
Definitely will, and it looks like Kappa Bar have found an open bomb site. They've went for a very aggressive B stack, which means more likely than not a 5-on-5 retake is what we're going to have to see. Dugan with the MP9 is going to have to make plenty of space, and there's not too many flashbangs to open up the sight lines. Jazer as well opening up onto Nihilus, who maybe hasn't having the game of his life as well. It's not a lovely way to start, and no kits as well. This retake is going to have to come in fast, if at all. With Simon going down, surely you just save in a scenario like this. You have no kits, you have no flashes, you don't have weapon advantage, you don't have player advantage. So you're just looking for exits, and Sony does catch one here, but you see how far away the players are positioned? No chance at all, and so Kappa Bar equalize here.
Oh, Validity X it just boils down to losing their gunfight to Kappa Bar. Getting those traits, getting those duels working out in their favor, and Validity X forced to save. Able to keep these rifles, actually finding the kill, so Kappa Bar going hunting, but doesn't really matter. They have the cash in the bank. even bringing the rifle off Impulse off there. Impulse is quite down a bit. I mean, went into this half 26-8. He's now 29-11, one frag away from a 30 bomb, and we're only on round 19. So, but the rest of his team needs to start stepping up. Simon, all player for Validity X, 2-11 right now. Needs to actually get some frags on the board before he can start to build up that economy and afford that big green, that big sniper rifle. But again, they'll be forced back down to a weird, awkward eco buy here. I mean, there's a hero rifle in the hand. Sonny has money to purchase in the next round, but Validity X just looking for damage again, and it seems like we've said that phrase so many times now.
This rifle lurking out of A main is going to give them plenty of info that, again, it's very heavy B presence for Validity. Dugan's going to find out the info at least, but it's in a very rough scenario to try and get much of anything going, and Plant will come through. Again, we're teed up for a 5-on-5 retake, and there's no reason for Validity not to go for this. They have the money for rifles next round, but not starting off well at all. 2 of the pistols taken down. Yes, Sonny still has that hero rifle, but smoked off, mollied off, pre-aimed, not in a position at all to find much of anything going. Dugan, a nice double dink onto Kronk to get something going, but I don't think much more than that is really realistic to expect. The rifles are really just outgunning. A double no-scope out of Jazer?
No, that's a double no-scope. The first one of a headshot through the wall, through the smoke as well. That's unacceptable. No, I'm not gonna. Not happening.
What do you even call that? That's filthy.
No, that's some 2015 simple
Yeah.
ass play there. Unacceptable from
One button on his mouth.
Jazer. Yeah. Can we check him PC, please? I mean, jokes aside, Validity X is not proactive enough on their CT side. They're not looking for anything. It just seems like they're relying on the fact that they have more members. Oh, if they go B, we have more players on B. We're gonna win that fight when they execute comes in. But when they go A, Validity X just crumble. They only have one member on the A site. Absolutely no space taking at all. And again, Sonny, as soon as he's go down to Donut, the rest of the team is left playing for that retake. They need to be more proactive. They need to search for these space. They need to start fighting. That's exactly what has worked out so well for them on that T side. But now they've gone to that CT. This seems like this is a completely different team we're looking at here. And Kappa is just being allowed to play this as however they want to play this. And Nillis, well, he's left on side alone, trying to defend this, and again against an op, chances not gonna be able to find much.
And because they left the A site, it means that the 2 Ts have pushed up and they've taken the B site. So there's a crunch coming in here. Validity X boxing on all sides. The flashbang. Why is Krogs? They'll spot him like shit in the night.
Oh
What is
no!
that?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He is the usual. He is the usual. Surely he knows. Surely he knows he just baited that timing.
What is this? No way. This is not happening. Okay, now he knows because the footsteps give it away, and now they know exactly where he is. Only gonna be able to find one. It's gonna leave Jazer in a 1v2 op clutch. There's the first. Shots connect, and he knows that Dugan is low enough to pull out that USP, but the timing might not just work out. The shoulder just getting spotted out, and Jazer clutches that one up. A rather simple one, but what the heck just happened in that round?
That was one of the strangest timings I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely baffling. And it's what gives Kappa their 11th, beginning to pull away from Validity here. Their T side looking much more polished, consistently going towards the undefended bomb site, the uncontested bomb site. And it's on to Validity, who has to change that setup around. Simon, it has to be said, has been having a bit of a poor game of things. 2 frags and 13 deaths is really not what you love. Really dragging down the performance of Impulse, who has hit that 30. Dugan pushing out of lane, the swings into Cassie, had an advantage duel, but the shots come through from the T's. And instantly a 3-on-5. Yes, it is a half buy, but it's really not what you want to see from your aggressive moves, and Kappa have the pick of the bomb sites here.
Yeah, I mean, it should just be an easy conversion of Kappa there, and I just want to get out on Simon. It doesn't seem like Simon as a player has been particularly out-aimed this map so far. It just seems like he's just lost. His positioning hasn't been that great. It feels like without his teammate support, if his teammates does not find success, he doesn't either. Like if his teammates go down, he's gonna try and refrag them. It just puts him into an awkward position. He just can't quite find us, especially when he's not having the best of the games. Well, it's just rough. Sometimes you just look at these stats and say, oh, Impulse is 30 and 14 right now, 30 bombing around 22, and his teammates 2 and 14. He's absolutely he's a dead weight. Well, sometimes there's a lot more to it than that. Validity X calling the second timeout now, off the back of losing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
Good maths coming in on stream. No, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a rough scenario. They're going to have to stem the bleeding here a little bit because, while, yes, their T side was so strong, this CT side feels like Impulse simply can't be everywhere on the map, and his teammates are unfortunately folding. Nihilus with the float, maybe going to be a weak link, but wow, they're just rushing B, taking so much space as well. There's 2 CTs in cave, and Impulse is good for the double. Absolute heroic work, this rifle. There's nothing more he can do, but 19 HP cannot be aggressively taking space anymore. The molly misses actually, so plenty of space that can still be held by Cassie. 40 health, body shots come through, but lives on a hair. 14 health the difference, and Jazer again has a clutch with this one. 1v3, smoked off. Surely no chance in hell. Simon though, this is an easy shot. The repick though is good, and defuse is coming through. Validity break their silence.
Finally there, Simon finally impact on that op, but again, we have to talk about Impulse. He's just tearing Kappa apart. He does not care. He's just gonna swing every single fight
ADR.
you give him. His man
What do you
is
even call
just
that?
something else. He's playing. He's a man possessed right now. It's the only way I can describe him. I mean, it just feels Kappa rushing B. It just seems like no matter how many tactics, how many complex play you develop, humanity will fall back to that simple, trusted rush B, but it doesn't work out for Kappa there, and Impulse, it's in the right place at the right time to receive, but this time, it's gonna be Cassie to find one, but Nihilus on the other side of the map is gonna crawl one back, so this round, a 4v4, chances for both teams to convert this one.
They're slowing down our Kappa, hoping that Validity makes an unwelcome rotation, but it doesn't look like it's coming through. They're playing very, very passive. They know that they can't give away their player advantage, and peeking into the AWP. Out of Donut, Cassie goes down in a very awkward spot. And just trying to avoid it, Kappa are grouping out outside of B, 2 CTs to receive. This is the domain of Nihilus and Sonny. They get to avoid that terrifying... Oh no, I lied. Of Impulse, sorry. So they're going into the more of the beast. 33 frags, 15 deaths, and 3 more teed up for him. See if they end up coming through. Nihilus tucked pit and trying to trade off of him. Nihilus is good for the 1, and Impulse is kept quiet. So a 2-on-2 here. Kappa Bar could well take their 13th.
Wow, Simon playing off the auto kill, a perfect Jazer trying to go aggro, trying to find another pick. Absolutely unnecessary in a 2v2 there. Just needed to play that post plant. Just get that bomb plant down, but he makes a mistake. And it's going to be Kronks and Kappa to pay the price. He's going to give it a good shot, go for this 1v2 here, but Simon with the op might just crush his dream, and he'll do exactly just that. So there we go, the responsibility X off the back of that timeout. A double op setup, and it pays out for them. Huge investment, but it means that will get this economy rolling. Won't matter too much.
Yeah, I think stories have always been told about the CT economy and how fragile it is, and with the frags coming through, it's going to be kept honest, but they're still in a pretty functional spot. Kappa Bar should be able to buy this round, but after that, it's going to get a little bit awkward. The loss bonus, though, building up for them, so Validity X do still have their work cut out for them getting back into the lead here. But the double AWP, it can be a little bit rough to try and break. It's going to have to be heavy utility and some very clean execs to force the AWPs off the angles. And, of course, it does allow Simon to start building back into this game. A couple frags with the point-to-pick adventure gun. Going to really help your confidence. And when your confidence builds up a little bit, then that's where you see players really beginning to set up. Dugan burns, though, in a molly. That's not how you want to start out the round 2. Peeking into the AWP of Simon. And the missed shot is going to be very, very awkward. Kappa Bar now can begin to scale onto A, but it looks like they don't want to test this anymore. Dropping off, going into mid, and Sony connects.
Oh, that's a great adjustment from Sony there. Getting shot at, but still somehow finding it. But it just seems like Validity X is overextending way too much here. It's not about taking space anymore. They're just trying to find frags, and they're getting punished. every step of the way. Started off with Dugan, overzealous on that peak, walking into a Molly, falling into a Mag 10. Now it's up to Nillis as well. Simon, well, he finds two in the he finds one in the round with his teammate Sonny there. The ops find the impact. It still is a 3v3. This work from Krongs actually means that Kappa might just pivot towards A here. They think it's an open A site. But there's a member in Donut to receive against Sonny with this op. This round is so they have 35 seconds. They need to make a decision. And their decision is gonna go towards this Donut position. And Sonny needs to go huge for his team. Finding one there. Can he find a second? Oh, too low HP, but it's good enough of a heroic for himself. 2v2 now. This reflank from Simon is actually so good. Impulse, the monster is gonna find another in the round, and Simon might relay the information over to his teammate that I know exactly where the remaining members of Kappa is. He's onto this main position, and about this bomb plant not doing him any favor. He finds the one, it's gonna leave Simon onto that clutch with the op. The flash is good enough. Just trying to find a timing shot at Simon, but can't quite find it just yet. The stick is coming through Krongs' nose. Krongs needs to peek this. He converts that frag, converts that duel, puts Kappa on 13.
That's a bit awkward. But yeah, Validity in the 1v2 didn't manage to convert. It's really, really rough there. Maybe weren't playing together as much as maybe possible, but it was also a very nice gun duel coming through there from Krongs to convert. Such is life, but it's going to put them down to 11. And again, it's going to be the single donut setup for A. And Sony is good for one, but there's plenty of players still lurking in A main, and no one to receive them. See if that ends up coming to play as the one begins to exit. But there is a rotate here, so there is a decent setup. Only the one player of Kronks in B and 3 players there. But now executing onto the site, Sony's good for another one. We'll see if the trades are good.
Well, these trades are working out in the favor of ESEA there. It's gonna let Jaza with the bomb, with the op. Attacks the like of Nilla's actually, but not quite the frag. Krongs on the lurk once more. He needs to find impact, and we'll find it. First frag on the board, but Dugan, quick, snappy on the trade. And again, Jaza left scrambling. A 1v3, Validity X. We see it's a 13-11 scoreline. You know, we might think it's close, but I just want to say Kappa. It's been 6 rounds in a row for them, and Validity X only managing to crawl 2 back. So this is still a very dominating show from Kappa on this T side of this half. At least for Validity X, all poised to take this round. I mean, Simon has the op. He's actually being a big Galil there, low HP, so he'll be planted just looking for information to relay over to Simon. Probably play for the retake. It's a better choice than take the duel. Ooh. Never mind. He takes it either way, leaves his teammate in a 1v1. Op, V-op, timing better for Simon.
Oh no, the headshot!
Not again. Okay, this Jaza guy is just something else. I mean, it started off with the no scopes, and now it's the burst with the Glocks through the smoke.
That's so rough. The CT buy without the head armor. Normally it's not a problem, but when the Glock comes out, suddenly that is what loses them the clutch, and a very winnable 1-2. Unfortunately, a lovely flick coming through from Jaza onto the low HP player. Converts one, and a missed shot from Simon makes the second spam through the smoke even possible to come through. It's a 2-man stack on A now. They don't want this happening any further. They are taking space. Impulse as well with the Deagle. Good for one on Pupcake on this lower buy. These trades are actually working out pretty well. They're in a very good spot here to take this half buy. But they need to keep on trading well. And this one player push so deep through CT is good for the kills. So a 3-on-2 now. Deagle's armored. Not unwinnable, but very much losable. Any damage here, you absolutely take, because it could hurt the buy of Kappa Bar going into the next round, your final one. But you really need more than just damage. You really would love a round of Jaza. What is that?
This is in a cookie. This guy is something else, I'm telling you. I mean, the shots he's hitting are just ridiculous. I cannot fathom. How does he manage to keep finding these kills? round and round again. No scopes through the smoke, wall bangs, whatnot. He just keeps fighting them. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you're Validity X, what can you do there? Like, you just throw your hands up in the air and it's like, well, I tried. Nothing much there can do about that one. Kappa now on the match point. Validity X will be able to bring a bye into this round, but it's not looking good for them. They need to convert this. They're gonna be fighting for OT the entire way through. 4-round deficit. It's doable, but it is tough.
Jays are immediately established on this broken angle. The peek from Duggan easily punished. And we need to already start thinking about the retake. Jays with this deep angle into CT is really going to cut off rotations, but Impulse, the hero of Validity, is good for the one. Has taken that donut space, and so maybe not all sunshine and rainbows, at least for the T side.
Well, it's gonna be a 4-on-4 retake situation for the map. Simon finding a shot through the smoke, I think. Oh, sorry, full blind actually. The support flash from Kappa not cooking out there. Scassi will go down, but Jazer keeps them honest, keeps them in check, and Krongs so well for his team to find another, but still gonna be left on 2v2. The trades working out in favor of Validity. That's gonna leave them into a 1v2 impulse. He has been the absolute monster of this map. He's gonna find another. He knows exactly what a random member is in 10 seconds. He doesn't have kit. There's no time. There's no time. They're gonna lose this map. Not in this fashion. No. Oh, Validity X have absolutely fumbled this one once again. It's going to be a disappointing loss for them. 16-11 is the final scoreline. Kappa wins this one, but Validity X is going to be beating themselves for that one. Starting off with a 9-6 lead, only finding 2 on the CT side.
And who could that be more disappointing than Impulse? 39 frags at the end of it, 19 deaths. Put in the work of 2 players and still wasn't enough to get his team the victory. A 16-11 loss. A massively rough one coming out there. A couple of players, I think, not really waking up into the server. And Kappa Bar able to close it out in the end. A couple clutches falling their way. I think of Jay's in particular. That jumping AWP shot and a couple of nice clutches really was the difference maker, getting all those impact frags. But oh, if I'm Validity, that one's a tilter.
Yeah, absolutely. It just seems like the absurdity from Jazer just breaks their mental towards the end there. Just an Impulse really will be hurt for that one. Mentally broken. 39 frags. And I think that last round just encapsulates the entire map. Just Impulse finding so much impact, but just left alone, not able to do anything. His teammates just not there to support him.
And I think we're going to have to close it out here. Of course, the game is over. I believe that leaves Validity on a 1-2 record this season. So it's not going too poorly so far, but there's still definitely time to step it up. But not the greatest start either. We will put out a tweet when the next game is around. Of course, you can follow myself at SpectrionCast. Make sure you follow Validity as well on Twitter. I don't know if Toka's on Twitter or not, or no?
I do. You can find me at my handle at TokaCast. That's cast with an S.
And on that sobering bombshell, I believe it's time for us to close out. Thanks to Walter as well, the org owner, for providing our production. And I think we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.